Mindset. Now, your mindset is super important, probably the most important part of this entire healing process. I was never of the opinion that I will never get better. Never at any point. I was always of the opinion that I am going to come out the other side bigger and better and stronger than I've ever been in my entire life. I still stand true to that. Now, there is a lot of people that will question, can you ever fully recover? And there's a lot of people out there who are still suffering after 10, 20 years because they haven't been able to find the right answer for them. Whether they're still digging or not, who knows? A lot of people will give up. But for me, no. I know that, alright, I got sick for a reason, and that sickness is part of my journey of health because I actually got sick while I was trying to get healthy. So really it's just a blip in the road, and I'm going to come out the other side. And frankly, I would not trade getting sick for anything anyway, because it's taught me many lessons in life and helped me become a much happier person. And look, I'm much happier now and much more peaceful now than I've ever been, even though I don't have everything working for me just as yet. But that's okay. I know it's a process, and I know it's my journey in life, and I'm able to help people going through all that sort of thing. And that's a big benefit for me because it feels like I'm actually on track and doing what I'm meant to do. So mindset, some of the tricks with that, or some of the things that are very important are gratitude, especially. Understanding that you got sick for a reason, and maybe there's something deeper behind that. Now, it might be different for all of us, but, like I said, I'm grateful for getting sick. I learned so much along the way, and now I can relate to people way better, and I can help people in a much greater capacity. So I'm able to share this gift with the world, which means that everybody benefits from it. As far as gratitude goes, I think a gratitude journal, or just a journal of any kind where you can note down some of the things that you're grateful for and some of the people that you're grateful for, doing that on a daily basis is a really great practice. It's something that I've implemented over the years on and off, but very consistently for the last probably 6 months or so. And I really find it is a vital part of my morning routine and part of my day. I really enjoy going in there and putting down some of those things. So every day I like to think of one person that I'm grateful for, who I'm just happy that they're in my life. And I may contact them there and then, or I might just write their name down so that they're in my thoughts. And it's funny, quite often they might just call me or send me a text or something. And yeah, it's a very simple thing. But being grateful for your family and friends is a huge thing. And it makes you feel much happier. Gratitude for your situation in life. Gratitude for some of the things that you have. Gratitude for some of the things you don't have. Gratitude for being in a country where you actually have access to the health, information, people, friends, decent standard of living. Those simple things like that we often take for granted. First world problems. We have it so good, and our first world problems are causing these crazy illnesses. So who's got it right? I don't know. But yeah, gratitude is a really good one. In the journaling, I also like affirmations. That's something that I do, and I have on the screensaver of my phone just to reinforce who I want to be. So I like the visualizations as well. Again, on the screensaver of my phone, I have a picture of my ideal body. And then I have my affirmation listed on that same picture. So every day, multiple times a day, I look at this one image and the words in there, and even if I'm not registering it consciously, unconsciously, it is constantly going in and reinforcing for me who I want to be and what I'm working towards. And again, this is another gratitude type thing. Your affirmation can be whatever it is. And an affirmation really is a projection of what you want to be and reinforcing that. So for me, I I have the affirmation of I'm supple, strong, happy, healthy, fit, financially free, and romantically fulfilled. Okay, now that is a simple, all-inclusive thing that I can say in one sentence, which puts me in a frame of mind that really, I guess, directs me to where I'm going in life. And when I have that direction, I know the next thing that I've got to do, or I can keep focusing on the next thing that I've got to do to get healthier, to get fitter, to get smarter, or more of an advantage in my healing, to contribute more in business and my employment and sharing with other people. So your journal can really be anything. It can be just something that you're looking forward to for the day, something that you're looking forward to on the weekend. It could be something that you are just thinking about. It can be unloading random thoughts that are in your brain. So just sit there and write the first thing that comes out and just get whatever is out of your head onto paper, and then you can leave it and get on with your day. Same thing at the end of the night or the end of the day. You can, before you go to bed, sit down and write down a few notes, maybe unload some of those thoughts from your day, maybe revisit your gratitude or affirmations or any of those sorts of things. But that whole journaling process really helps with putting your mindset in a good place. The journaling thing is actually part of my morning routine. I do now have a morning routine. It's something that I have worked on over the past year, maybe 18 months, and that has helped me to set my day up for success. Now, they say a lot of successful people do this on a regular basis, taking a small amount of time for you in the first part of the day to set yourself up for everything that comes from there, rather than getting sucked into social media or conversations or somebody else's issues, going straight to what you want to do or what's important to you and making sure you take care of that first really should be a fundamental part of your morning routine. And one of the things in my morning routine is I guess a visualization. I have a dream file. I used to have a dream board, but now I've got a file on my phone where I'll just scroll through a bunch of different photos of the things that I'm looking forward to in life or things that I'm working towards. It could be travel, it could be experiences with family and friends, it can be things, it can be whatever you want it to be, whatever you're dreaming of. Again, going through this on a daily basis puts me in a mental state where I'm focusing on what I want rather than what I don't have. Okay? Whatever your morning routine is, it doesn't really matter. Just have a look and start implementing a few things and see what sticks, what fits. Stretching and Qigong were a big part of my morning routine up until about a month ago, and I haven't actually had to do anywhere near as much stretching in the last month because I don't know why. As I've gotten healthier, I just haven't needed to do it quite so much. And that's great. So I'm not doing anywhere near as much. I'm certainly not doing it as part of my morning routine. I let that part slide and I'll focus on something else. What else with mindset? Look, it's just about getting you into the place where you want to look after you. So one of the things that I find with clients is you will choose to eat foods that are no good for you. Okay? Now, that could be because you have a mental or an emotional attachment to the food or emotional eating to make you feel good. But what if doing that, eating those foods, is a self-sabotage action? I know it has been for me in the past, and I also know that it can take a long time to get over some of those things. Because sometimes when you're in this sick state, there is very little joy in your life. With very little joy makes it very difficult to get out of bed and go through and do what you've got to do in life. And sometimes that joy, when you can't exercise or socialise or those things that take that energy away from you, well, you kind of go back to food because it's always there and it's so accessible. You can get something really nice and it'll make you feel good for a little while. Unfortunately, that little while goes very quickly, and a lot of the time guilt comes on the other side of that, and then the body starts to feel nasty from those nasty foods that you ate. So just be careful of that self-sabotage thing and have a look and see if it's in your life. Eventually you will move to a stage where you are able to be more and more disciplined, and that's great, but it's going to take time. Along that journey you will also go through stages of binge eating, and it may just be on one meal, and you might think, oh no, I've ruined this whole thing. Well, I'm going to tell you right now that you won't have ruined your entire progress from one meal, even from 1 week. It may put you back a little bit, but sometimes mentally you kind of need that little thing to spur you on, to give you some relief, and then to give you some more direction to go on to the next thing as well. So be aware of that. I have been at a point where I've eaten ice cream for breakfast. I'll admit that it's not my finest point, and it certainly wasn't, like, I knew better than that. I knew better, but imagine that the bugs inside me, the candida, the parasites and that sort of stuff, imagine that they actually took control of my brain and forced me to eat that food. Now, that may sound like absolute crazy talk, but these organisms have the ability to tap into our nervous system, and when they crave sugar, they can make you crave those foods, even though you know it's no better for you, and you may feel completely powerless against them. It happens. So you can't always say, oh, I'm so weak, I'm so this, I'm so this. You're not always in control. Okay? Some of us may have gone through those stages where you don't know why you said the thing that you said, you don't know why you acted the way you act. Those sorts of things happen. I know that going through this process of chronic fatigue and getting healthier and healthier, that Asperger's was something that was part of my life. And I had no idea about it until I did some research, or I came across some research, and I was just like, I was ticking the boxes for all of these different categories. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's ridiculous. No wonder I was saying the wrong thing. I could never understand why, when I was having a conversation with somebody, that I would think one thing and something different would come out of my mouth. It wasn't always my fault. I was trying to communicate my thoughts, but something somewhere in the way was getting scrambled. I don't have that anywhere near as much anymore. In fact, it very rarely happens. But it is something that I've had to go through. Now, dyslexia is exactly the same thing, and I may struggle with that with my videos, and I may say words back to front, and I may stutter, I may do any of those things. I now consciously speak really slowly and pronounce what I say so I can slow everything down and get the words out better. It's taken me years of practice, but that practice has helped me be able to express myself clearly. And again, that's just another one of those things that goes along that mindset journey. You're going to go through some crazy stuff which you may not be able to explain, and it's going to be very difficult. But what I would encourage you to do is to talk about it with people. The more people you talk to about these things, the more answers will come up, because you would be surprised at how many people have the same sort of issue that you have, or have suffered from it in the past, or know somebody who's gone through that. And then that sharing of a little bit of information from you can then benefit you, because somebody else might be able to share something with you that helps you to get better. You just have to open up to people and trust that they are looking out for your best interest. And that's the thing, most people really are. They want to help you. Nobody likes to see somebody sick. Nobody does. It's against our human nature. So share who you are, share what you're going through, especially with close friends. And I'm going to mention this one as well, because I find it's very important. You are going to have to say no to some people. And that's not just saying no to invitations to do stuff, no to events, what have you, but it's also saying no to certain people in your life, or cutting them out of your life because they may be energy draining, or they may just be a negative influence. They may be leading you in one direction where you actually want to go in this direction. Are they supporting your health, or are they taking away from your health? The ability to say no is a very, very tough and learned skill. But it is going to be very, very powerful for you to actually get to a point of getting what you really want out of life. Remember, you only have one life. Live it the way that you want to live. If you want to live on everybody else's terms, well, I mean, how are you ever going to get healthy? Because you're going to be led this way and then this way and then this way. Choose which direction you want to go and then be disciplined with how you get there, how you proceed. Yes, saying no to opportunities may be very tough. It may be limiting you financially. It may be limiting you socially and all sorts of things. But where is your priority? Is your priority your health? Do you really want to get healthy? Is your health more important than your social life? Is your health more important than your finances? I learned this the hard way. I was far too focused on my social life and my finances that my health wasn't a priority. It was further down the list. Then I got sick. Now my health is my number one priority, and I've given up a lot of social life. I mean a huge. My social life has been severely limited in the last 7 years and is very, very tough. Same with my finances. My finances were hit really hard. I had a business, I built it up to a reasonable point, and then I chose to really focus my health on one area and put everything into that, and I let my finances slip to the point where I had to take a loan out so I could actually have enough money to live off just in case I had extraneous health expenses that were going to cost me more money than I could potentially make. But that was my choice. So with your mindset, it really comes down to what do you really want for yourself, how are you going to go and do it, and then executing that plan and readjusting the plan on your way there. There is no one-fits-all map to getting to where you want to get to, because we're all individually different. We live in these individual circumstances, lives with different events that are going on, different locations, different people in there, a completely different cast and script to the movie, but you can make it whatever you want to, however you choose. It really comes down to you.